Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Deadpan Studio Presents, a show from Deadpan Studio Podcast. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, Kat's a little upset.
Apparently.
We had to re-record this.
Apparently I can't move an inch. The mic has to be in my mouth. Can you guys hear me? You better.
If you can't, email us. Anyway. So, as you already know from last week, we did an interview with Mr. Kyle Hadley from Barn Lot Theater. Again, congratulations on the promotion, my man. Yeah, another cheer. We're proud of him. And we mentioned this week that we're going to be talking to Miss Kayla Carby from Zensations Self-Care Center.
Yes.
Yes.
More cheering.
Yes.
Which one's the cheer? I was going to click the green one because I can't read it from here.
That would mean we're changing segments.
Oops.
Anyway, Kayla, we love her. She's very near and dear to us. She's family to us. She's more than like a sister. She's family. We love her to death. But unbiased, she is an amazing business person. She runs a very, very...
Runs a tight ship.
She runs a tight ship.
But
she
a
does.
very relaxed tight ship.
Yes. With her and her other cohorts at...
Cohorts. Okay, that's enough with the ship analogies.
Yeah. But anyway, she's doing float therapy now on top of massage therapy and foot detox and a bunch of other things. We had so much fun talking on this podcast. I keep losing myself thinking back to some of the things we were talking about, but on mic and off mic, yeah. So y'all are going to listen to it and enjoy it. So
I got to do the float therapy.
That's right. And
I'm semi-coherent in the interview, so I'm sorry.
And it is up to you to listen to the very end to find out if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So, with that, let's get the business out of the way. As always, I mentioned this before. Email us. We're at deadpanstudio18@gmail.com. We have social media at deadpanstudio18 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And we're on a big bunch of streaming sites. You're already listening to us from one of them. We got a bunch more. The basics are iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts.
Not Google Play no more.
That's right. TuneIn, Spotify, Overcast.
Overcast.
We've got a whole list of them. We're going to put out on social media once we get approved for a couple more, which we're excited about.
People keep making them, so we're going to keep applying to be on them.
That's right. We're waiting for word back for Pandora. We're waiting for we got word back from iHeartRadio. We're going to be on iHeartRadio. We're on there right now. Go check us out, and a bunch of others. So we'll put that out on social media, as well as some very nifty information on how to contact Miss Kayla and her other compatriots over at Zensations Self-Care Center. I'm trying to think of a bunch of different words I can use to call those amazing people.
You don't have to bring up the dictionary. It's all right.
Okay. All right. Anyway, with that, I'm excited for you all to hear this and hear this amazing voice that is... We have traffic here.
No, I think someone's... No, yeah, that is a car. Okay.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots that go up and down the street. You guys have probably heard rumblings in other podcasts and us whining about them.
By the way, the background rumbling you're going to hear in the podcast itself is actually the float therapy machine. So don't be put off by that, because that was Kat going through that experience. So about halfway to 3/4 of the way through, it finally turns off and it comes in a little more clear. But I just want you listeners to know that, yes, we are aware that sound is in there, but that's because Kat was going through an experience.
An experience. A positive experience.
All right. So without further ado, Kat, should we let them listen to Miss Kayla?
Yes, we should shut up so they can hear us talking more, but at a different time.
All right. So from Deadpan Studio Presents with Deadpan Studio Podcast, we're bringing to you Miss Kayla Carby from Zensations Self-Care Center.
Yay!
Enjoy. Hello, friends.
Hi.
I decided I was going to copy Joe Rogan and start out just like that. Hello, friends.
Joe Rogan's perfect.
He is. I love that. This evening, or whenever you're listening to this episode of Deadpan Studio Presents, we are starting off not this season, but we're starting off this episode with someone very awesome. Now, that angelic voice you heard just a second ago is Miss Kayla Carby. For those of you that may not remember who Kayla Carby is, she is the founder, and go ahead and list off your accomplishments for this place.
Oh, Lord. Founder, owner, operator, HBIC, the top head massage therapist, you name it.
Here at
Zensations Self-Care Center.
That's right, here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Now, once again, for those that aren't familiar with Deadpan Studio Presents, we are highlighting local talents, voices, personalities. And even if we don't go local, we're going to put somebody cool on here for you to listen to. In this case, you got both. You got local and you got cool. So what we're doing today is she is doing something awesome, something new that a lot of people, I'd say, around here aren't really familiar with. I am on location with here at Zensations, and don't worry, we're social distancing. We're way far away from each other. Well, Air 5. And normally, Kat would be joining us at the beginning, but we're doing something awesome. Tonight, we are going to be talking about float therapy. Now, please, for the people at home that don't know what float therapy is, please explain that.
Float therapy is actually, for a lot of people, it's known as deprivation therapy. It's where everyone knows it as you're floating in water, there's no light, no sound. But we're doing our own take on it. It is sensory acceleration. You have your light therapy, you have your sound therapy. We can turn all of that off for if that's what you want to try, but we highly recommend actually using it, having the light, having the sound, because the main benefit of float therapy is floating itself. Resets the spine, does all these wonderful things that gives your body the chance to reset. And it was something that I wanted to add so that you can relax without touch.
And I don't, of course, many of the listeners that listen to this probably listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. That's why I mentioned him. That's why I started like him, because float therapy, deprivation therapy, he's got a deprivation tank in his own home that he does every single day, and he talks about it all the time as having so many benefits to his body, to his mental health, to his physical health, to just anything and everything in his life. So that's why I brought him up. It's because he's such a big proponent of that. You all should be too. Now, Kat will be joining us here shortly. She has actually volunteered to do some float therapy after I stressed her out a little bit before getting her in there to see if it would actually help with her mental and physical health. She's staring there looking at me like I'm an idiot. But that's okay. It's par for the course. Anyone listening to Deadpan Studio Podcast knows that for sure. So, anyway, back to Ms. Kayla. How long have you been doing float therapy here?
We are at it for a full year as of right now.
A full year of awesomeness that you listeners have not partaken in, so you also be ashamed. Shame.
For shame.
No, I'm just kidding. This place here, before we talk a little bit more about float therapy, let's backtrack just a little bit. Now, when we first had you on, you had just moved into this place. There were still some changes that were being made in here. What sort of changes have you made in the past year outside of the float therapy, inside and out, personnel, anything like that? Just so people can get a feel of this place before stepping into this place.
Oh, yeah, we have added, I've added a whole product line. I have added more people. I have added the option of actually online. You can book yourself online for a full day of services here with us. That was the biggest thing that I wanted to do, was be able to give everyone a chance to have a full day experience, because I had so many of my clients like, I just don't want to leave. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to now. We have got so many options for you now.
Yeah. Kat has stepped out, and she's looking. She is looking like she's putting some stuff on her face.
It's
just
our
moisturizer. It looks like.
Yeah, it's our unscented massage cream that is absolutely phenomenal.
She's going to feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't already. So what sort of offerings do you have in here besides massage therapy and obviously float therapy?
Foot detoxing as well. We actually have pod saunas.
Ooh, pod saunas.
Yes, it's
That sounds fun.
It's a lot of fun actually. Okay, have you ever wanted to like go sit in a steam room, but you're like, I don't want to be around a whole lot of people?
Or like when you
Right
see
now
on
in
Seinfeld
COVID-
and you see the sweaty guy sitting in there across from you with his towel barely hanging on.
Exactly. No, this is a sauna pod just for you. Perfect for COVID, social distancing, haha. And you get the ability to just have your own steam session, avoid of anyone else. We have 2, so we can do coupleses at the same time, same room.
How much of the body does it cover?
It covers everything from the neck down. Your
Which,
head is sticking out.
If anybody is like me, I like even though I may be warm and experiencing that, whenever I've been in a sauna, my biggest complaint was I couldn't breathe fresh air. Breathing that hot, steamy air is difficult. Now, some people like it because it helps them build endurance for, their lungs and stuff like that, but I don't. I like breathing fresh air. Mm-hmm. If I can breathe fresh air, you can put me in a steam sauna all day long. I'll be happy, which probably wouldn't be the best idea, but you know what I'm saying. So, what? So, yeah. So that's fun. The pod itself just sounds very fun. I've seen it. I don't even know how to describe it really. It's a big white sitting down tank. So you're sitting up, and it's a hatch that opens up on the front.
It looks like a little spaceship.
Yes, it does. You get in and you're closed in. It's almost like you go to an amusement park and you put your head on one of those things that takes your picture, and it could be like an alien tank.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. But it's awesome. It looks so cool. So you've got that. You've got massage therapy. You said you've got some other products and stuff like that too. Mm-hmm. What else you got?
Our lovely foot detoxes that we've offered now. We do the ionic foot detox. You're not just sticking your feet in water with some herbs and stuff. No, we hook you up to a machine that has an array, a little black contraption that actually ionizes the water, and it dilates the pores of your feet. So it attracts things to come out of your bloodstreams that needs to come out. And only things that needs to come out. And I've even had the experience of foot detoxing a COVID survivor recently. And that water was the most fascinating and horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can only imagine. How has COVID really affected you and this place here since it started back in, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theory, political aspect of it. We'll just go with March. That's the prevailing theory that this started in March. That's when everything started closing down. How did that affect you? I
was shut down for 2.5 months. I have not worked in 2.5 months since... Ever. I'm the farmer's daughter. I worked all year round. Like, that's what you do. You don't get days off. You just work. It's all I know to do.
Now, she mentions being the farmer's daughter. That, I just now put 2 and 2 together. Now, what I mean by that is, I will say right now, hands down, she is the single best massage therapist I've ever had in my life. She's also the strongest. How tall are you, Kayla?
5'2" on a good day.
Exactly. And let me just tell you, by looking at her, you think you can just put her in your pocket and walk away. No. This girl... what did they say? She may be small, but she's fierce and mighty.
Though she be but little, she is fierce.
That's it.
And there is a small thing, or dynamite comes in small packages.
And she is every single bit of it. I've never hurt so bad in such a good way walking out of a massage therapy session as I've had with her. And I've had a number of massage therapists over the years. And you're just looking at her like, how? Now I know. You're the farmer's daughter. It's in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
You have to push that cattle around. You have to lift all the heavy things, the hay, the
tobacco,
the food, the tobacco, you name it. You have to do all these things.
And you have to lift things that are twice your size.
Yes. So there you have it. A farmer's daughter who is strong as an ox. Kat's about to join us here shortly, but we're doing some more background. She said she always walks in on the weirdest sentences. Well, you know what? I'm her boyfriend, so she should know that's going to happen. I've even had some of those conversations by myself. She just gave me a look. Okay. I better straighten up.
Y'all are too cute.
we try. We've known Kayla for so long. We love her to death. I love her like a sister. She's just awesome. Just head to toe. She's smart. She's pretty. She's strong, and she's very knowledgeable about what she does. And right now tonight, that's the most important thing. She's very knowledgeable. Now, I know we've talked about this before, but it's been a long time. If you all want to go back and listen to that episode, go for it. Let's see. I'm going to ask you like I did before. Where's your educational experience come from?
Well, with my massage experience comes from Spencerian College in Louisville. It has been merged into entirely with Sullivan. I have had so many hands-on educational courses through the American Massage Therapy Association, everything from plantar fasciitis to aromatherapy to cold stone therapy for migraine headaches, facial toning massage. I've done so much, and most of the float therapy, as it is so new, I've had to go digging. You have to go Google hunting is what I call it, just to find anything on any of it, because there's no pools of research that are all in one specific area. It is a lot of trial and error, and I am a fan of trial and error. I would much rather somebody try something for themselves and see how they genuinely feel than just go straight off of someone else's opinion.
Yeah. Now, which we're kind of going to go into a little more biased opinion. Yours. You have obviously done float therapy yourself. How do you feel afterward?
After my very first session, I had to have a massage directly after. That's what I tell everyone of my personal clients, that you get in touch with your body so well, you can pinpoint specifically it's right here. And then getting the massage directly after, I don't even care if it's 30 minutes. Just let me work that one spot, and you're a brand new person.
I tell you, I've always been a big backer of holistic healing, and I'm chewing gum on a podcast. What's wrong with me? No, I'm good. I'll just shove it up into the gum. Holistic, I call it theory. I don't mean that in a derogatory way at all, because we're still learning.
Exactly. We are constantly learning, constantly reevaluating, and so much research is going into even massage still, even though technically there's no more massage theory. There's now real practices in place, proven things, and I just love research in general. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one of the cool things about this. Now, with this float therapy, you have some offerings on this too. You can do couples float therapy if you want, because you have a tank big enough for 2 people.
Exactly.
Yeah. What? Kat's laughing, thinking about going through that whole thing with me in there, right? Just kind of floating there.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. Now, let me tell you, at least that one tank is big enough for 2 people. How do I know? Not just by looking at it, because I helped get that bastard in.
Yes, you did.
I'll bleep that out, so in case you've got any clients, they won't get mad at me.
No worries. But yes, I'm eternally grateful whenever I put out that SOS. Hey, Matt, I need help. What do you need? All right, I'll be there. Can you give me an hour? Yes. Yeah. Just please help.
Yeah, it was my float therapy pools came in, what was it, a week earlier or something like that, a few days?
No, like the ones that were supposed to be rounding up the people to get them, they all bailed. So I'm like, okay, time to cash in all of my good karma in one go.
Well, I tell you what, that was actually pretty fun trying to get it in, figure out how to fit it through a little doorway. Now, if you all come into Zensations, you'll notice that these small doorways, I want you all to look at those float spots and figure out how we got them in.
Prayer. And thinking skinny. That's what I say.
And help with one of the most hilarious sandal-wearing guys I've ever met in my life. I don't know his name. Thank you, dude. But the fact that you were helping move this, how heavy are these things?
Oh, Lord.
600 pounds for
more,
one? More?
Yeah, it was more than that.
Yeah, and he was wearing flip-flops doing it.
And he took them off.
And he did. He took them off. Best thing ever. Now, I've been watching online, and what that reminds me of, I've been, of course, I get things across my Twitter feed. I'm not a wrestling fan, but I do, because I have a lot of friends that are. I get a lot of things that come across my Facebook, my Twitter feed, and stuff like that. There's this guy named Orange Cassidy. Have anybody ever heard of him?
No, and I used to keep up with the wrestling scene once upon a time.
His trademark slogan is called "Freshly Squeezed." That's what the audience yells.
Cute. Yeah. That's perfect.
They call him the sloth of wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Okay, I know we're kind of veering off, but it just cracks me up. I've watched videos of him. What he'll do is he saunters out to the ring and puts his hands in his pockets and just kind of sloths his way to the ring. When he gets in there, he looks at his opponent. He's still wearing sunglasses. He looks up in the air, puts both arms up in the air, and then brings them down and puts them in his pockets. And that's how he wrestles most of his match.
That's hilarious.
Now, the funny part is they say that he conserves his energy by moving as slowly as possible at the start of the match. So what he'll do is he'll stand up. And I know these people on the podcast can't see it, but the videos crack me up because, like I said, I'm not a fan of wrestling, but it's funny. He just pretend this little stool that I've got the recorder on is a wrestler. So he walks up. He's got his hands in his pockets, and they call these what were they called? The kicks of doom. So he goes and he just very lightly brings his foot up, tap. Very lightly brings his foot up, tap, and he goes sideways, runs back up, tap.
That's perfect. That is hilarious.
Oh, if that man does not make $1 million wrestling, I'll be sorely disappointed. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it reminded me of that just because seeing the guy with no sandals would be him in the wrestling.
Oh, totally. Totally. He would be peace, love, and happiness, and he'd be like, why do we need to fight? And then you take him off, and then he just goes crazy.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit more about Zensations before we bring in Kat so we can get her expert opinion. I call it expert, unbiased, first time using a float spa opinion review. So who's here with you now? Your other coworkers, and what do they do?
I've got 2 more massage therapists. One is actually certified in reflexology. I have another one that has just been recently certified in Medicupping and has her yoga certificate. So we're going to be starting yoga here in the next few months but it's going to be individualized.
How in the world are bodybuilders not beating down this place? Because not only do you have float therapy, you have massage therapy, you have reflexology, you also have fire cupping, which is huge.
It's not the fire cupping. It's not the fire cupping. There is a Medicupping.
Or Medicupping is what I meant.
Yes. We don't do the fire one because, everybody's afraid of it. Yeah. But there is the medical procedure. It's actually a box that actually does the suction, so you can actually do a scientific number to the cupping so that it's actually, you can document for them what their suction number is.
Which makes it better than fire cupping.
Exactly, and safer.
So seriously, I'm going to put that all over the Deadpan Instagram. I'll put it all over mine. Look, you've got Medicupping here. Every single one of your services we're going to put out there because that is a fitness person's dream, is to be able to come to one place and get all of that done. Right now, of course, because of COVID, a lot of competitions and stuff like that are kind of limited. But there was still, I was talking to you about this off mic. There's a girl I worked with in my day job that she's no longer there because she decided she was going to move on and go to school, yada, yada, yada. But she was really into fitness, and then she got into powerlifting. That is one of the things she likes to do. She likes, she goes to chiropractor, massage therapy. She does the fire cupping, but I guarantee you, she lives around here somewhere. I think so. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, she spends a lot of time in Bowling Green. I'm going to recommend to her that she tell all of her friends that goes to BG Powerhouse. I'm throwing that name out there, BG Powerhouse, that they need to come here and get work done. Instead of going to 10 different places to get things done, come here and get all your stuff done here.
Even though BG Powerhouse, I do believe, has their own in-house massage therapist, we can still cover them for everything else. We got their float, we got everything that their in-house massage therapist doesn't have, because I'm fairly certain they still have their massage therapist. So give her all the love
And there you go. Yeah, spread the love to massage therapists because which school closed up here recently?
That closed back in 2015. Genesis Career College.
Genesis Career College. So you're not having a lot of the same options to be able to get the same sort of education that you normally would anymore. A lot of things are going online. Doesn't replace the hands-on experience of a lot of these people like you have, your two compatriots here at Zensations have, as well as a massage therapist at BG Powerhouse. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of that, people. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of it because there's nothing like going to one place, a one and done, one-stop shop. I can't speak. It's been a long day for me. But, I did get a clap from Kat, though. Sarcastic clap? Oh, harsh. So, what are some of the additional benefits of float therapy?
It helps with your sleep deprivation. It helps with your magnesium levels. There is so much magnesium in that water. You have no choice. And you soak it in. You just soak it in through the skin, which is actually healthier and more beneficial for you to soak it in through the skin than it is taking a supplement. Because guess what? Most of your supplements, you just down the drain. It is what it is. They give you so much, and most of it you don't absorb. But with the float therapy, you have no option. It's going to go in, and you're going to feel so much better.
I tell you, it's like people don't think about this. Now, when they have a pool, if they think about this, a lot of people who have pools, whether it's, just a waist high or an actual big pool, or they go someplace and swim, what's one of the very fun things that they like to just do? Relax and float. Mm-hmm. They always feel better afterward.
Oh, yeah.
They always do, but they can never stay really buoyant.
Exactly, because you have to make yourself do it.
Yeah, but swimming and getting in water is one of the best things in the world for your joints, for your muscles, soreness, pain. It's relaxing. So, can you imagine just doing that in a place, especially with all these additional benefits, like over here in the float spa?
Mm-hmm. And there is so much salt in the water, you have no choice but to float. I've had a lot of people ask me, am I going to drown? No, there is so much salt in there, you have absolutely no choice but to float. You can't swim, that's fine. You don't have to. Yep. You just sit, you stretch your legs out, and next thing you know, you are floating on top of the water.
How many people are going to be witches
if
they float their witch?
Right. Everybody's witchy. Ha ha, we're all going.
So, before we move on any further, why don't you give us an idea of what the whole process of this is from beginning to end? Kat just went through it, mm-hmm. but explain, once you get in here and you wanting to do float therapy, take us from beginning to end.
All right, well, I'll start at the very beginning. You will start out with doing your intake form. I'll let Kit Kat skip it because I know Kit Kat. We started with
for a show.
Yes. We do that, and then you'll get a whole lot of information just straight off of that, understanding certain things like hearing aids. Those that are having like kidney trouble shouldn't do it because magnesium levels aren't okay for them. Those that have vertigo is not recommended because when you stand up, floating is not as it's a safety issue. But being able to come in, you'll actually be taken into a room. You can leave your things there. You'll put on a robe. We'll take you back to the float. You'll shower. You'll get in the water. You'll have your session. And the jets will kick back on whenever your session's over. You get back out, shower. You'll come over to our Zen garden, and you will sit in one of our zero-gravity chairs, rest for 15 minutes while you get some water in your system. And then I'll come get you, take you to the front, cash out, and you get to go home and sleep like a baby.
Kat's already almost falling asleep.
Kat is in and out on the Zen couch. I am so happy.
All right, so I'm going to have Kat sit up. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's so cute.
Because we need your input.
Even if it's like float drunk, it's okay.
Tell us.
I'm sleepy.
Did you enjoy your experience?
Yes.
Yes. Tell us everything about it that you experienced in there. Just Anything and everything.
Sorry.
Yeah, she really has to sit up. She might nod off talking.
This is one happy little girl, y'all. I'm just saying.
Now you went in there a little stressed, didn't you?
Yeah.
A little angry,
Yeah.
irritated.
Okay.
Not really brought on by me, but brought on by me, right? This is
Didn't
for
help.
this is for background.
Yes.
Okay.
I was irritated.
Bottom line, did the float therapy help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the endorphins are kicking in.
So tell us about your experience in there.
I think it would probably take more than one to like quickly go into like a zen
State.
floating space, or where you, because I was kind of like,
It takes you a while to get situated.
yeah, because it's so different. Like
It's unnatural to try to just float.
Well, everyone
in like
knows everyone's capable of floating in water,
Yeah.
but you literally don't have any option but to float in this water unless you like sit on your knees, which is stupid and defeats the purpose. Like you literally, I was going to like change the light in there, and I was like, just started floating up. I was like, okay.
It's sort of like when I had a
water.
waterbed years and years and years ago, trying to reach up and get out of bed is hard.
It's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna float. You can't stop it. I was thinking about a lot of weird shit, but
She's feeling good, y'all.
sorry, I'm just trying. I could definitely tell, like, my foot's been hurting for like a month. Definitely tell that.
She wears shoes with no arch support,
Well,
so I'd say right now she's.
I normally get the brand I get normally is better than that, but
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get freaking shoes this year because of COVID and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been like all this.
She's still laughing.
Well, I usually get like maybe one or two pairs of Toms, and then I get like cheaper, same style but different brand at Burke's. But all the clothing stores are closed. Well, place you could get clothes was like Walmart, because they have food and medicine, so they had to stay open, but they also had closed. But anyways, the arch support not so great. But there's something I was doing in there when I was a kid and like could actually fit in a bathtub. And also like when I used to swim a lot more, one of my favorite things was to like lay on my back and swish my hair back and forth.
Oh yeah,
And like
it just
run my fingers through it. I was doing that in there a bunch. I was like, I haven't been able to do this since I was a kid. Whee! And like being able to stretch in ways you just can't any other way was really nice. Oh man, my shoulders cracked in there. You can like hear every pop on your body when you're moving. It's like very loud. I think I heard my stomach gurgling. I kept hearing the sound. I was like, that's either a...
I didn't think she needed to float while hungry, so I made sure we ate all the way up here.
Thank
Well, I
you,
mean-
because I floated once on an empty stomach and I about fainted.
Yeah.
So never
No.
float on an empty stomach.
I had some chicken in here.
That's
I'm
right.
good.
Protein.
No, it was really relaxing and
Yeah. How did time
Really
go
fun.
for you?
I don't know how to answer that. I mean,
Was it enough time? Like, would you like have stayed for? Because we only did a 45-minute session since it was our first session, but you can do anything from 45 minutes to an hour and a half. So
yeah, I'd definitely do longer.
There's
But I think 45 is a good introduction to get you used to
Yeah, and one of the big
floating. Like you're supported, but you're also not on something solid.
one of
you
the
know.
big things too.
But then
though,
I think you
that
could do it longer and longer each time.
that I read time gets away from you. You don't realize how long you're in there, and then all of a sudden time's up. Some people have experienced that. Some people actually experience the longest time because they're so relaxed and they're just enjoying every second. Which way was it more for you?
or are you just playing around?
I was just goofing.
But
How dare you? This is supposed to be a serious experience.
But I was having fun.
No, I totally knew it wasn't going to be, because this is what I
I
explained.
can't focus on like.
And this is the thing, like doing these monthly, you can train yourself to be like, okay, this
Yeah.
is my relaxation time.
Yeah, I can
play
totally see
for
that.
I can play for the first 5 minutes. I can play with my hair because doing that and being able to float is actually so good for her neck. It is actually elongating it.
Yeah,
and
it's full on mermaid. Whoosh, whoosh,
exactly.
whoosh.
And like her hair is 0 weight in that moment. It is so phenomenal. It's like, and you get the opportunity to just settle into your own, and then your next thing you know, you're kind of like, oh, the jets are back on. Oh, okay, time to go.
Well, yeah, I had a few moments. You know, of course, I don't know the minutes, but I'm sure as I did this more, I'd be able to settle quicker. But I'd find myself kind of, goofing off. And then next thing I know, I'd be just completely still and be like, wait, how long have I been still?
There it is. There it is. That's what I was talking about right there.
Yeah, I didn't know how to answer your question.
Yeah, sometimes you just...
I feel like I'm slurring.
You lose
No,
the
you're
time.
perfect.
Okay.
No, you're good. You look like you're very happy right now and relaxed.
She's glowing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So, bottom line.
I like the shower, too.
Yeah.
It was nice shower.
So, bottom line, float therapy.
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
So okay, now imagine this. You start your day, you start your spa day, if you will. You get a float, you chill out for a little bit. Next, imagine you're getting a massage,
Oh, please.
and then after that, you could get a detox session.
Hell yeah.
And because like our ultimate day is you start out with a sauna, you go into the float. No, you go into the float first, you do a sauna session, you get your massage, and then you end the day with our Zen Feet Focus, which is a foot detox, and then a reflexology session after. So all parts of your body get complete focus. It is absolutely phenomenal. And we do have to schedule you in a lunch in that time frame because you're here for several hours. And I'm like, no, you're not going to be hungry. I can't have hungry people in my house. So.
Yes. Oh, that sounds...
And let me tell you.
Well, we gotta do that.
Oh, yeah, we can totally do it couple style, too.
Oh.
He's like, oh, man.
So, if you would like to learn more about this, don't just Google it. Check out this place, Zensations. Check it out.
Well, I mean,
it's
you
awesome.
can Google it too, but come here.
Well, yeah,
Come to this place.
but
She worked hard to get those things in there.
Yes, we did. That was so awesome.
Thanks, Flip Flop Guy.
I'm
American heroes.
I'm so telling him. Lewis is one of the greatest people on the planet.
Lewis.
Oh
And
my
Matt.
Lewis, the flip flop guy.
God. Yep.
Sorry.
What?
I was just thinking, what is the undiagnosed like attention thing you think I probably have?
ADD,
Yeah.
attention deficit disorder.
Like if you have that, it's gonna be that's kind of half the reason I was goofing off.
Because
yeah.
you're like squirrel or
Yeah.
shiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like weird thoughts, movement, zen. Weird thoughts, movement, zen. And then I'm like,
But
remember,
it is so awesome for ADD to actually get the zen moment because most of them don't get it, and this is the opportunity.
I feel
to
like
get
I
it.
don't get any zen
also
moments.
remember
My brain's like
that she has said that some people
undiagnosed, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Like I haven't been to. It's no medical professional has been like, yes, you have this. I am a doctor, and I say you do. This is just
float therapy. You do have the option. She has mentioned this to me and Kat. You do have the option that if you want to do more of a sensory deprivation, you have that option. You can have no lights on in the float spa, and no music playing, no nothing. You could just float there.
I'd lose my
If you
mind
need
if there
that.
wasn't music.
So I wonder what that would actually do with your ADD. If that would actually help you focus or make it worse.
I'd make it worse.
Worse.
Because I've not been diagnosed with it either, and there is absolutely no way that I could do it with like no sound because
I'd be
'Cause
like,
I've-
gotta do something.
I'm a paranoid person. I'm like, if I heard a sound, I have to get out and go look and see
I was
what
already
it was.
thinking weird thoughts in there.
Exactly.
So I was like, I can't.
Well, I mentioned Joe Rogan earlier. I actually opened the podcast with a "Hello, friends," which is exactly what Joe Rogan does at the start of his. He has a sensory deprivation chamber at his own house that he uses daily, which is
Daily. God.
yes,
Yeah.
which he uses. He no sound, no nothing. just like in here. It's just he floats. That's all it is. It's heavy salt water. He was talking about that on his podcast that I was listening to today, which podcast took place a couple months ago. I'm way behind listening. But he was talking about a lot of the same things that you were. So, look, if Joe Rogan likes it...
Okay, don't base the whole thing on Joe Rogan. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, he
is such a good promoter for it. He is definitely almost the poster child for it.
He just signed... How many millions did he sign?
$700
some odd million dollars for moving to this podcast network where he doesn't change a thing. He does things the same. He's just exclusively to that over 10 years.
Did you tell me that?
I don't. I may have. Yeah, but
I don't know.
Look, if
good for him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Look, what we're saying isn't bull. A high-profile guy like him swears by it. He does it daily. The least anybody can do is come give this a shot because of how awesome it is. Do you agree, Kat?
Yes.
She's still in the zone.
Well, this might be the ADD, but I'm thinking that if I do the hour-and-a-half session, I'd listen to... There's the audio that I would listen to, but it's not music.
Oh, a podcast?
No.
Okay.
The first Trolls movie.
Oh, my Lord.
Dude,
okay, that would be a psychedelic experience.
No, I can listen to that. What I'm trying to say, I've seen that movie so many times, and I love it so much, I don't have to actually watch it. Sometimes I just listen to it. While I'm crocheting or do anything, I'm just listening to the
background noise of your choice.
Oh Lord, I can only imagine somebody doing taking a CBD supplement and then jumping in there and just having a mind-blowing relaxation
someday
experience.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah. You heard it here first as Zensations. All right, well, I think we've covered about everything. What do you think, Kat?
I feel like I didn't talk very much, but yeah.
I think in what you said enough through just your reactions.
Now I'm just thinking about getting to an hour and a half and listening to Trolls.
So we have float goals, y'all.
Float goals. Hashtag float goals. Hashtag
float
Trolls.
goals.
Hashtag movie audio. Hashtag come to this place because she's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, Kayla. We love you.
Oh, and I love Deadpan. This is awesome.
Hell yeah.
So,
is she the first person we've had on 2 times?
Yes.
As like a guest, not a co-host.
Yes.
Awesome. Hell yeah, girl.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
I'm so special.
Hell yeah.
So if you would like some more information, go to Facebook, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Explain all the places.
Give your
and
places
because I
know I'll screw something
and
up because that's how my mind works.
Zensations Self-Care Center.com. You click the Book Now button. You have full access to all of our schedules, the float therapy as well. Everything is right there. You can like us on Facebook. Our Twitter is not up to date, but it is still there. Twitter, Instagram, we've got them all. But yeah, just cover all bases.
Sign up for text too, can't you?
Yep.
Lets you know about deals and whatnot, and if you haven't booked a session in a while, it'll be like, "We miss you, come back."
In other words, she's gotten that email and that text message.
Yeah, I get the text messages.
So check them out. Check out Flow Therapy. Read about it before you even come. It's interesting information. Check out the website for here. Check out the Facebook for here, the social media, all of it. And check us out here at Deadpan Studio. So, for this episode of Deadpan Studio Presents, thank you, Kayla.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
This is awesome.
See y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Isn't she lovely?
Isn't she lovely? Why is that the first thing I thought
of? Because that's the song I had in my head.
Well, that's actually the second thing I thought of. The first thing I thought of is the stinger sounds like it should be in a Boy Meets World or something, like scene transition. I don't know.
Hey, that's great.
90s sitcom TV, but like the more serious ones.
I'll take it. Audience, I hope you enjoyed that interview because we sure did. We love Kayla. Go check out her stuff. Zensations Self-Care Center on Facebook, Twitter, every place that she named on there. Go check it out. We'll have her links in social media.
Sign up for the text messages.
That's right. Sign up for the text messages. It's the best way to get deals.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute deals. go check out the float therapy or get a massage, get foot detox, get everything that they've got available. They're also at Zensations Self-Care Center. They have a website. Go check that out too.
Here's something I can't remember if she talked about it the first time we interviewed her, but she also sells a bunch of products. Like she puts together her own lotions and like aromatherapy roll-on oils and stuff. I have the one for headaches, and I've had to use that thing
And it
quite
works.
a bit.
Yeah,
So if you like a smell or a product that she used on you, then you can buy some and take it home.
That's right. So check it out. And as always, if you'd like to reach us, get us by email at deadpanstudio18@gmail.com. We're on social media at deadpanstudio18 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Check out those 3 sites. The Instagram is growing. And
We need to update the website.
yes, we're going to update
Holding us
the
accountable.
website.
On air.
We're on all the streaming services. We didn't mention this in the opening, but we are on Podbean. That is our server. That is where we run our podcast through. But they also play the shows on there too. Deadpanstudio.podbean.com.
So if all the apps fail, just go to the website.
That's right. It's also an app that you can get for, at least I know for Apple. I'm not sure about any of the others, but I use Apple. That's what we are going
I
with.
have
So,
whatever the iPhone came with,
yeah. So,
which is
yeah. So
Apple
again,
Podcast.
yeah. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, not Google Play anymore. TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and a bunch of others getting ready to come up, as well as Podbean, like we said.
Yay.
So, without further ado, thank you all for listening this week to Deadpan Studio Presents. Next week, we have an awesome interview with Mr. Sean Lindsay from Lindsay Productions.
I was not on that one, so sorry.
No, couldn't make it to that, but it was a very, very fun interview with a really great film and music production company. Sean, we'll catch you next week, audience. We'll check you next week. And Kat, I'll see you later tonight.
We're literally going home after this.
I know.
You nerd.
All right, this has been Deadpan Studio Presents from Deadpan Studio Podcast. I've been the Matt.
I'm Kat.
Bye, guys.